Alright, everybody, Mr. Yo 11 coming to you live. Not live, this is going to be recorded, but I haven't been out here on this table in forever. So, gosh, I got so many new dice like Casino Tiers and Valleys and Access Powers, and I actually have. I don't know whether you guys seen these ones here yet, but these right here are the Mudslide Mac dice. When I met him in Mississippi down there, he was nice and kind enough to give me a pair of his dice. They're perfect in every way. But before we do anything on this table, since I ain't been out here in so long, and I'm actually about to visit my casino, my local, Murphy and Cherokee. If you've been following me, you know I do my rounds. That's coming up this weekend. I need to get this thing ready. Saturday, I got a whole bunch of guests coming over here. We're going to practice. We're going to do some blackjack. We're going to do some craps, of course. And, oh yeah, I also brought out my Casino Tiers dice as well, ladies and gentlemen. I actually got to go to work here in a little bit. I know it's late in the evening, but those are the ones that I got from Casino Tiers. They are beautiful. But anyway, before I do any tossing on this thing right here, which will be later on tonight, I'm just prepping and getting it ready because, like I said, come Saturday, I've got a lot of people coming over and we're going to be doing like blackjack and stuff like that. This is one thing, if you have a craps table and it's not inside, there's one thing that you always have to do, and that is keep this bad boy clean. So we're going to do a cleaning video on how I clean my table, because it's on, of course it's a covered and screened in back porch, but still, you still got to clean it. So. Alright. Hopefully this thing right here is charged. But this little guy right here, I think my wife bought it off of, I don't know, Amazon or wherever, somewhere like that. But yeah, so you get that thing right there. Uh-oh. Is it dead? Oh no. Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. When all else fails, you go to the next best thing. Hang tight. I can't believe that. Oh. Alright, I'm back. I actually do this about once a month. So, with that being said, if the little battery operated one don't work, I get the Mac Daddy out. And I'll take this thing right here. This is one of those shark vacuum cleaners. You can just put it on that. And clean all of the little dust and stuff that's on this table. There we go. Get that out nice and clean. I don't usually do where the chips are at, because if somebody ever wants to get deep in the hand, I like for it to be natural so that you can see those dust bunnies. That's just in case somebody thinks that they got what it takes to handle the beast, as old Dave would say, the beast from the east, because there's Mia putting up under here. So this is a really bouncy surface. We're going to have a crowd over here. And this table's going to be full. Like I said, I haven't been practicing at all, but I'm going to get this thing nice and cleaned up for everybody. That way, it is good to go. Yeah. Nice and pretty. I do this, like I said, once a month, just to keep everything clean. And I figured I'd do a video showing you guys how I keep this bad boy nice and fresh for our guests when they want to come and practice or try their luck with Mr. Yoga Levin's crafting. Alright, got that part done. Now, once we get that done, I'll unleash this right here and I'll get all them corners. All those edges. See, my table is outside, so I have to actually make sure I keep it nice and clean. I'm gonna get all these little corners. There ain't no bugs or nothing on there, but it does get a little bit of dust from the outside. One thing you don't want to do is set these guys up. And you can see, even when I put that on there, that felt down tight. The felt is down. And this thing, those shark vacuum cleaners, as you know, they got a lot of suctions in it. So, yeah, this is how Mr. Yoga Levin keeps this table looking nice and fresh. And if you want to come over, it's not all, yeah. Why you got this table down here if you don't even take care of it? Well, I do take care of it. I do. So, and that's how I do it on the vacuum side. I'll take that back in there here in a little bit. Put those chips back over here. And I've got to get my practice in too, because like I said, we'll be over there all day Sunday. Sunday is the day that I picked to go and play craps in Cherokee and in Murphy. So we'll be starting out in Murphy. Of course, I'll keep you guys updated on the progress and how everything's going. But this time, I think there's a couple of people from Georgia coming. I'd even have a surprise visit by G. I was over at his house last weekend. Actually, we went out to dinner with G and his wife. Had a really great evening over there with them right after I got back from St. Lucia. It was good to see them because I wasn't able to attend the last meetup that the whole group had due to work purposes. When your business is busy, you get it while the getting's good. That way, when the downtime comes, Like in the wintertime, you're sitting pretty and you're not sitting there saying, oh no, how am I going to pay my bills or whatever this week. You got it in the bank and it's all good. So that's how I do my thing. I get it while it's getting good. I run the train until I see the caboose. And then when the caboose hits, it's good because I've been harvesting all year long. And this year, it actually seems like it's not gonna let up because I've gotten so many extra jobs just since I got back from St. Lucia. It's crazy. So, I mean, business is still really, really popping. And then I've actually incorporated something else, which I'll show you guys later on, into my business. So, let me get that up. And here's another secret, ladies and gentlemen. Whenever you got a craft table like this right here, check this stuff right here out. This McGuire's interior detailer, you know, you can use this for your vehicles, the interior of it. It works perfect on these craft tables. So what I usually do, I make sure I got that spray setting right there. And I hit it a couple of times with that right there. Just like that. Off the ground. Oh, I hit the chimes. Just like that. Make sure I don't get it on the felt. Oh, remote got in the way. Always turn it that way. Give it that angle. Just like that. Put it up there. Get you a microfiber cloth. Microfiber. Because that's going to get all the dust and everything right there. How does Mr. Yo 11 clean his craps table? After not playing on it for a while? Well, guess what, guys? You got it. I'm going to show you guys exactly how I do it. And that McGuire's actually has a polymer in it. So it actually, you can use that thing on your on and off putts. You can use it on wood. You can use it on the vinyl. Also on the bottom down here. Let me look at that. I mean, that thing is coming back to life like no other. I haven't been out here in over a month. And yes, I do apologize for that. But my show must go on financially in my work field, so sometimes this gets put on the back burner, and when I do go to the casino on Sundays, I'm just basically winging it off of muscle memory, which so far the last 2 visits it worked in my favor, man. I mean, you know, tooting, but I guess I am. It worked in my favor, man. I was able to hit the bonus. I was able to toss 2 over an hour rolls, and that's without practice, which worked out in my favor. But hey, every day is different. Every session is different. I could go there this Sunday and get waxed. We're not trying to, because we're smart enough now to know that if it ain't working in our favor, to walk away. don't sit there and try to make something happen that's not going to happen. We are all grown-ups. As you turn the age of 21 and above, you should be able to use your common sense whenever you're gambling or playing any type of gaming. I don't call my situation gambling because I don't go as much as I used to back in the past. Back in the past, I used to gamble. That's because I was stupid, did not know what I was doing until I finally ran into Heavy and Ed and everybody on YouTube that kind of helped the situation out. Coach pulled me in and helped me out. Yeah, so just showing you guys how I get this prepared for myself and friends that want to go to the casino and play. They'll come over here and say, hey, can we toss on your table or whatever. If my wife says yes, then yes, you can come. If she says no, then you can't. It's just that simple. But most of the time she says yeah, so no big deal. It's just according to what we got going on as a family. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, this is how I keep my table looking good, the way it does, and presentable to everybody. Now, I do not wipe these dice down because I don't want any film or anything like that on my dice, and I don't even worry about the chips. But the table itself, I get all the rails and everything. So, but ladies and gentlemen, I will be back out here practicing now that the weather is a lot cooler. These are the stools that everybody are allowed to, if they're not tossing. They can sit on these. There's like 6 of them out here. I do wipe off my stick. I do wipe off these. These are the chips for the bonus, just in case somebody wants to play that. But yeah, just giving y'all a quick little video of how I try to maintain this back area back here, because it could get a little dusty and dirty because the screen don't. I mean, we live in the mountains. The screen is only going to stop what it can, but more than likely all the fine dust and stuff like that, it still gets through sometimes, and then you can actually see it on the table, on the, the vinyl that's around on the pads, like that. But anyway, that's how we do it, right there. And anybody that wants to turn the bets on and off, I got the little on and off chips too, so it is what it is. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I will be in Cherokee and Murphy on Sunday, starting in Murphy and making my way around. I believe it is a 10 times multiplier weekend, so it'll probably be busy. That really doesn't bother me, because more than likely if it's busy, I don't care, I'll wait. And if my position came open, then I'll go play. If it doesn't, I'm patient enough to just sit there and wait. And I also like to watch. That's just like when they had the live table in Biloxi. They had a private table that Ed and a whole bunch of other people, G and everybody was on, Oz, freaking Rock. Everybody was on that table, and they were really showing you how it was supposed to be done. It just felt really good being able to sit back and just watch how people that actually have been playing the game a long time play this game. And you can learn a lot from them by just watching and being quiet, which I wasn't quiet because I was actually cheering them on as they was hitting their points. And you seen some really big color ups. Well, you know, you seen some big collections. Jeff was on the table too. I mean, but you seen some really big, like if they hit that 6 or that 9 and somebody had $500 on it or $420 on the 6, you got to see them collect those purples and those $700 hits. It was just a very fun and informative time on that table. Yeah, so I got 6 of these seats right here. So I usually put them around the table like that, just like this. 3 on this side, and then 3 over here on this side. But yep, and this here is what I call detailing your craps table. We'll call this here from ashy to classy. All right, so I believe that it didn't take that long to clean it, of course, because I got my vacuum to help, and you know, I've got the good McGuire's detailer that in the microfiber cloth that collects all the dust. As you can see, this was clean when I started. Look at that. I mean, come on, guys. You don't want to have people playing on your table and it looks like shit. So, then once again, like I said, everybody, hey, every day is different. Just because you do something one day, don't mean that you're going to do it again the next day. Always keep that in mind when you're in the casinos. Discipline is your best friend, and practice. I can't explain to you guys or express to you guys how important it is to, if you learn something, I don't care if you took a class or do whatever, if you learn something from somebody, take it upon yourself to go and practice it and make it repetitive. Just keep practicing it. That way, when the time does come and you're in a situation, you've practiced for this. So you should know what to do. Like if you see a lot of 9s being tossed on the table, don't keep saying betting it. Press it. Press it one time. You never know. You just never know. Like I said, the last time I was at the casino, I actually had a bucket roll, and that was, dude. When I say that, that was a real thing, man. It was absolutely amazing to ever do something like that. But I was up. That's the only reason I did it, because I was up, way up in the hand. And it felt good to just let it ride for a minute. And it just so happened to work in my favor. Now this time when I go, will that happen? I don't know. That's why I say discipline is your best friend. And always pay attention to what's going on the table. If you are a practice shooter or someone that can or has the ability to influence the dice, make sure you know and remember when you were practicing, if your dice, let's take two dice right here. Let's say you did your set and you picked them up, the grip that you did. Now I'm gonna tell you, this here might be real ugly because I have not been back here in a minute. You take your grip, you bring it back, you place it the way you're supposed to do. If you got to tilt it or lean it back or whatever, use that muscle memory. And when you release, like, see, that was terrible. No, but that's what I'm trying to say. Know that, hey, if I did that on the craps table come this Sunday, then I might not need to play. You know, I might just need to just sit there and watch. Okay? But that's why you got to practice, ladies and gentlemen. I haven't been back here in a long time. So, if I was to try to make it happen, even though it did something that it wasn't supposed to do, it went over here in the hook, and that's what was happening back in the past with me. See, now I realize what's going on. So the first toss was too hard, clink, clink. The second toss came around, and what did it do? So that means that when I tossed the dice, I released them like that. And what did they do? They went straight over here in the hook. Now, did they give me a favorable result? Yes, because it did. I got lucky. And I have claimed multiple times that I'm one of the luckiest people you'll probably ever meet. That gave me a 4-2-6. Now, I got lucky that time because I always hop the sixes on the come out roll. Even though the first roll was a flop, my hop sixes still was up there because they don't count a roll too tall. I got lucky enough to get that 6. All right. So now, what I'm gonna try to do, I actually gotta go. This video's taking just a little bit too long. I just wanted to show you guys how I cleaned up, but one thing leads to another. But then that 4-2-6 ended up making some weight for me. Now I could bet a number, but I'm not gonna do that because I gotta get out of here. Anyway, so after that first toss, I seen what those dice did. Now let me try to make an adjustment from my memory and see what happens. Did I make an adjustment? Yeah, I did. The dice came in the right area, but I still tossed it too hard. Okay? So I love this. This is learning. This is why we practice. This is why we practice. I've told you guys I haven't been out here in over a month. I've got to break myself back in and get it to where I feel as if I know what's going on. All right? Now that right there was a very wide separation, but I was happy that the dice did not bounce up high and go out of the bowl. Okay? So let's give that another shot. I can't believe I'm taking this long and I know I gotta go. Alright, here we go. Dice are out just to see whether we can try to correct it. Alright, a lot better. And what did we get? A lot better. And we got the 5-1-6. Alright, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick little video of how I get the table cleaned and prepared, because I do have people coming over that want to play some blackjack and want to play some craps and stuff like that, because it's going to be a very entertaining weekend. Once again, it is my birthday month, and like I told you, I have been going to the casino and playing, which I've went twice so far. This will be my third time, and it'll be on August the 31st. That's the last day of the month. It is a multiplier. I am expecting it to be highly packed. But I'm patient. I'll wait until people start weeding out, going home or whatever. And I like to watch. I like to watch how people play craps. I like to watch how they bet. I like to watch how they, their superstitions. Turn me off, this and that, blah, blah, yakety smackety. But anyway, with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, remember, discipline is your best friend. If it's not working, walk away. That's all I can say. All right? Toss them to your bossum. This has been a little video from Mr. Yo11 trying to get back into the groove of practicing and having a little bit of fun in the casino. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, we are going on the 31st. We'll be starting in Murphy and ending in Cherokee. I think the Ruth Chris was packed, so we'll probably end up going to the Noodle Bar, which I'll give you guys a great review on that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, we are out.